American cities, some of them anyway, have already normalized the practice of ignoring federal law. That goes from drug bans to immigration laws. But a few, thank heaven only a few at this stage, are going further than that and are now empowering the mob, as long as they agree with the mob politically. No city represents this ominous trend better than Portland, Oregon, where police stood down under orders, not voluntarily because they were told to, while Antifa harassed ICE agents. Last month, the journalist found himself the target of that mob.
How about you get the out of here, Andy?
I won't be intimidated.
I don't feel safe with you here, so get the out.
Our parents would be embarrassed by you and your grandparents who've been oppressed by white men throughout history. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Why should I be ashamed of myself?
Because you're an Asian given into white supremacy, motherfucker.
Andy, it's time to go.
Piece of Nobody likes you. Nobody likes you. The city hates you. You're trash. Get the out of here. Talk about Occupy ICE. He supports the detention of non-criminal immigrants. Get the out of here. Nobody in the city likes you.
Rich kids in black masks. Andy No recently wrote a piece about his experience. You just saw it. It was called What's the Matter with Portland? He joins us tonight. Andy, what is the matter with Portland?
I think Portland is an example of what happens when you have a city that is an ideological monoculture with no counterpoise. And so these ideas on the left just sort of become radicalized in their own echo chambers. And as the city is also very secular, so there's an erosion of traditional sources of purpose and meaning, for example, from religion. So instead, people are turning to political ideologies, and they want to be heroes, but instead of dedicating their lives to service or joining the military,
yes,
they're joining movements like Antifa and going out on the street to fight because they think they're actually in a battle with fascists.
That's a deep and true analysis, I think. Portland is a beautiful city, and there are normal people, nice people who live there. What do they think? I mean, not everyone in Portland agrees with Antifa. Do they have a voice?
I think the genius in Antifa is actually the name, because they put themselves in a position where it's actually very hard for left-leaning or left-wing politicians to criticize, because then it sounds like you're being against anti-fascists, which sounds like a noble thing to be, right? And so for a long time, Portland residents were reluctant to be too critical of this movement. But as Portland has been victimized through various riots and scenes of violence, I think more normal people are waking up and seeing that this movement is a little bit indiscriminate in who they target. They've targeted just regular citizens, for example, trying to drive through, trying to pass through, or trying to run a business. And hopefully with what I'm doing by trying to go to these protests as they happen and bring attention to it, more people will wake up and realize that we're not dealing with a noble anti-fascist movement. We're actually dealing with a reactionary, anti-government, anti-American, revolutionary movement that is also willing to use violence.
Yeah, a movement that says it's against white privilege, but is almost exclusively privileged white kids. Andy, be careful. You could get hurt, as you well know. You're a brave man. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for bringing attention to this.
Thank you.